Here we are in Canada's Great White balmy north, minus 33 today, and we're just going to do a little experiment of different oils. So we set these oils out overnight, and we're going to see how their pour point reacts. So I'm a little surprised looking at the jugs to start with that they all are quite similar in thickness. So the change isn't as drastic as what it looks like when they do the pour point test and show you at minus 40. So maybe it's not quite cold enough, but we'll have a look. So first off, we're going to have, this is 15W40, and you can see that it is very, very thick. It doesn't want to move too much in the jug at all, and it takes a long time to pour out. So it is very, very, very thick, like a honey. I thought it might have been frozen, but not quite that cold yet. But very, very thick. You can see the width of the band in the pour and how long it took to come out. So that's 15W40. We're only concerned with the lower number, obviously, because it's the cold temperature requirement. The second number, of course, is the high temperature rating, and we are not in high temperatures. So our next one here is the 10W. Okay, very, very similar to the 15W. So if you've got 10W oil in your vehicle at minus 30, that's what's happening. So that is not going through an oil pump very well. Okay, and you can see like it's got structure to it almost like a gel or a liquid, same as the 15W. So not a whole lot of difference there in those two. Okay, now we're going down to 5W. So I would say a little bit better. It's pouring around the jug a little bit better. It's got a little bit more flow to it. It won't go into the center and flop over like the 10 did, but it is still quite thick. So it is a very thick oil. So at minus 33, your 5W oil is trying to pump through your engine at that thick, and there's some strands there that are just hanging on. Okay, now we've got the 0W, and I'm surprised that it is a little bit thicker. When you look at the pour point pictures, they show it pouring out really easily. It's definitely thinner than all of them, though. Okay, and that doesn't mean it's going to be thinner at high temperatures. But yeah, when we pour it, it's similar in width to the 530, but it is pouring out faster. I can see it in the pan here that it does kind of pour out a little faster. So I mean, obviously we should be timing this and taking pictures and looking exactly, but so I think obviously 5W and 0W have a huge benefit in the winter. 0W looks like it's obviously going to be the best, and that would be consistent with the research on it and all the other pour point diagrams. Now I do have some other oils here just so we can see what happens to them. So this is transmission fluid, okay, and so it actually almost looks like it started to crystallize, but it is pouring fairly nice, almost smoother than the engine oil. So I would have thought at minus 30 it might have been even thicker, and I was always concerned with the transmission pump if it's even getting through there. But you know, it probably is pumping and moving. As long as you're letting your vehicle warm up, it's gonna come thin fairly soon. Okay. And so now got some brake fluid here. So brake fluid, very, very low freezing point, very high boiling point, and look at that. So it moves really nice. Okay, so even at minus 33 here, we have a nice thin fluid here that'll move through brake lines very easily. And the last one here is power steering fluid, and it is very, very thick. So that's just a generic power steering fluid, and it can compare different types from different vehicles or things like that. But yeah, very, very, very thick at those cold temperatures. So we've got a lot of different oils in there that are getting thick, and by conclusion, I would say I'd still be running 0W oil in the winter. It seemed to pour a little bit better than the 5W, and definitely be letting that vehicle warm up.